I tried to 100% Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise. If you haven't seen the first part, basically I played 100 days of Viva Pinata Trouble Paradise. You didn't really miss out on much. I essentially just went in the game and tried to capture every single pinata. I am missing 3. I'm missing a SARS gorilla, a Muzipan, and on top of that a Chippopotamus, or so I thought. And basically in this video I decided to hop back into the game because a lot of you wanted me to go back into the game. I said 500 likes, you guys blew that out of the park way too fast, so it took me forever to make this video. But I jumped back into the game and I decided to play the game again and try to 100% it, but also kind of do an extra thing, and that is unlock every single achievement that is available inside of the game. Unfortunately, there are a few that I am not able to complete just because not only do they require a Vision Pro camera, which I don't think is compatible with a Series S, and that's like a lot of money, but also cards, which essentially are things that you scan with the camera, and it's the combination of the two things together. So I'll basically have the achievements around me that I can't complete, but another one that I cannot unfortunately complete is actually one that, or yeah, just one that is basically play with 4 players. I don't have 4 friends, so we're not going to be doing this with 4 players. Apart from that, I will be trying to 100% the game, from master romancing to unlocking every single pinata variant and completing a bunch of challenges. More on that in the video. But yeah, let's get right into it. This was a long intro, a lot of explanation, and don't mind me being outside. We're in the country of Ireland. It's raining a lot. In day 101, I kind of struggled to figure out what to do, or mainly just where to start. Since finishing up in day 100, I somehow didn't know what to do, but now after actually looking at the achievements and the completion of the game, I have too much to do. Like really, too much to do. So, what better way to begin than doing my first achievement, Gone Clubbing, which I got for putting 5 sweets into a seed hole. Wow, look at me go. That was actually pretty easy. This might not be that bad after all, right? From here, I started to get going on the different challenges in all the different regions. To quickly explain, Langston, who is basically like the storyline character inside of this game, wants me to send off a set of way too many different amount of piñatas to different countries, which essentially behave as regions. Kids or people ask for these piñatas to have different clothing, different colors, or even some extra stuff that I will mention later, and for that you just make progress in getting XP or just towards that achievement. So there's quite a few of them, and that's essentially what like over half of this video is going to be, or not. Ooh, no spoilers for the future of this video. I definitely did not try to 100% this game and basically, you know, almost do it or do it. Ooh. First up, it's Experiment, and as I worked on that, I decided to package up my dino and dragon because they really kind of make the whole garden a bit too clustered because of how big they are, and everything just shakes when they walk around. And somebody recommended, or at least a few people recommended on the previous video, that I could just package them up with Fanny Franker, and in this way I don't really lose them, which I don't want to do, and because you can't really sell them, I just get to keep them in a box somewhere else. So that's what I did. Thank you for the recommendation. Also, just before I sent off the Experiment, I decided for my first master romance, since I have quite a few of those to do and a few wildcards for an achievement, I shall actually just master romance and wildcard Experiment. Look at me go. And also, as for my next piñata, I need a Pret's Tail. Get ready for a bunch of this. In day 102, I somehow got the wildcard for Experiment done very fast, which was just a combination of me buying the Experiment since they get delivered very fast, and also just romancing them. Speaking of romancing, I managed to get a twin bonus, and also in this way I got a wildcard, which means that I'll basically get double the wildcards. And whoa, they have horns. Fun side note. No, this isn't a fun fact. We will get into those later, but I guess it could be categorized as one. This feels weird. Basically, all piñatas seem to have 3 different wildcard variations that seem to be very just RNG based. You're likely to get one or the other. For example, with the Experiment itself, you can have horns like I did, or one that has a mohawk that's just made out of feathers, and then one that I don't know if I trust because there's no images, but you know what, we will for now trust you, wiki. There's one that's basically 3 sets of wings, so I assume not only does it have the 2, but somehow it has a 3rd. How does that work? I have no idea. There's no image evidence, just word evidence, so I'll take your word for it. I assume this might be a combination of different rarities. So maybe the horned one is the easiest, or the mohawk one is the easiest, and then you're like super low chance of getting the 3-winged one. Still pretty cool if you ask me. From there, I just sent off the Brett's Tail and decided, since I have one, might as well just master romance them next. And after the Brett's Tail, I needed to send off a Lickitung, which was really convenient because I already had one. They just love eating the tafflies. Day 103, I sent it off and noticed how cool the Brett's Tail home is. Trying to romance as many piñatas as I can throughout this playthrough will really just let me explore some of the stuff I never got to in the first game, or just overall the first 100 days of this game, and kind of allows me to appreciate some of the finer and cooler details inside of this game, from Easter eggs to just simple things like this house. I decided to go back and work on some of the other piñatas, which was the first one a Shelby and a Cluckles. One quick side note I need to point out is specifically about my pronunciation of piñata, which is something that was brought up not only in the first game but the second game of my videos. I know I probably mispronounced not only the names of the piñatas themselves or the word piñata. I'm just not a native English speaker, so I'll probably be saying words a bit differently. It's something very common on YouTube, but I just always have to point it out. No matter what, I feel like there will still be some comments down below pointing it out. At least I have the satisfaction of saying it in the video. Yeah. Also, another thing you should get ready for is just a bunch of this style of gameplay. Romance and send off piñatas. It's literally all that 100%ing is, but if you're into it, this video is just for you. Day 104, I was getting very frustrated because the actual Brett's Tail Master Romance was not easy in any way. If you don't know, you basically have to collect all of the hearts in the little mini game of romancing, which if you don't know what that is exactly, it's how babies are made inside of this game. Thankfully, after a lot of dedication and after a while, I finally did it, and then I just decided to send off the Cluckles that I needed, and for that, I got a new achievement, which was the Records Keeper for restoring 10 Piñata Central Computer records. After that, I pissed off a ruffian who decided to destroy the Brett's Tail home. Don't hit them. Then from there, I got a new challenge for a Marshmallow and sent it off, and finally got the Master Romance or wildcard for the Brett's Tails. Also, at the end of the day, Langston told me I need a Serpent, and that made me decide that those will be my next Master and wildcard romances. Day 105 was me romancing them, just like I said, sending one off, and now needing a Bispotty, which was perfect. Britain, you started these journeys and these quests, and now you'll be one to continue them. Would have worked more if it was like the last challenge, but either way, good enough for me. The interesting thing with this is I didn't notice that it basically required it to be blue, so I just sent off Bispotty or Britain just without the colors. So that kind of happened to me throughout this video a lot. Like, I'm not gonna mention it, but the amount of times I sent off a piñata and didn't notice that it said specifically its color was really frustrating. But a really cool thing with this is it allows me to essentially unlock these styles of the piñatas, which I guess you could count towards the 100% completion of this game. She did return in day 106, and with the power of bluebells, she turned blue. Now, that might have been like a positive thing. One bad thing that did happen in day 106 was I somehow underpaid Pester, and he chose a victim, which of course was Ella. To say that this got me angry is an extreme understatement. The fact that this is not only the third Ella that I've had in this world or this garden already, she now has to go as well. Oh, this really got me mad. And I didn't really do much right now, but I have a plan for him for the next time he returns. Oh, do I have a plan for him? You will be missed, Ella. Anyway, bye-bye, Britain. That sounded weird. My scripts are so bizarre. Oh, look, at the wildcard for the Serpent. It's okay, cool-ish, I guess. After the Bispotty challenge was done, I need to send off a Robean, which I wanted to send off Bean. Like, that was a piñata I had in the past. It's somehow gone. Not only did we lose Ella, but we also lost Bean. In honor of Bean, from the earlier days, I will master romance them next. Also, how has the SARS gorilla not showing up to this day? Like, still, what the hell? Day 107, I now need a Newtcat, so I worked on that a bit. From there, Pester came back, which was sooner than I anticipated, if I'll be completely honest. So I'll get to him next time. Yeah, you can kind of guess what I might want to try with him. And I know this might actually sound crazy that I just said that a while ago. I wasn't even just joking, that was just in my notes, but behold, the SARS gorilla has appeared. Like, what? It took, what, like 30 days altogether? I think in day 80 on the last video, I started trying to get it, and it only now reappeared. But you know what? We're just gonna look at the positive side. I decided to quickly rush and go for my baby bonboons, which were also packaged up like my dino and dragon. Basically, the Cyrus gorilla needs to have a few things in the garden, but one of the most complicated ones has to be that baby bonboon. So I quickly grabbed it, put it in the garden, and just waited and waited and waited, and it was super stressful, but thankfully it worked. It ended up entering and just going at the stuff that it needs to eat, which is quite a few things. One bad thing is I was actually missing one, and I don't know how I miscalculated this, but I'm missing one of these coconut things. So I like quickly panicked and got Bart to quickly turn one, but he was just taking way too long. I don't know what happened. Sometimes he can show up and do it super fast, but unfortunately this one time Bart was just taking his damn sweet time. But one positive that I will be looking at is not only that the actual Cyrus gorilla showed up, but also that it ate almost everything. It is really just missing that one coconut thing. So hopefully Bart gets it done, and I am almost certain it is guaranteed to return tomorrow, because the piñatas, once they start eating your stuff and show up in the garden, they are more than likely to just keep coming back. It's kind of like interestingly programmed, so fingers crossed, hopefully it comes back. And yeah, day 108 it returned, so I quickly rushed off to get the baby, and oh no, uh-oh, the baby grew up like almost instantly. Okay, I decided to wait just because it was kind of like, you know, maybe it would work, but that wasn't working. So I started panicking because it was just staring there, and I wanted to quickly start romancing the bonboons real quick, just because, like, you know, if I can get the baby while it's still around today, if even possible, it could enter. But the Cyrus gorilla was thinking differently. It didn't care that it grew up, it still entered. And finally one of my favorite piñatas that I was so defeated that I didn't get in the first 100 days is mine at long last. This officially means that now all that I'm missing is a Muzipan and a Chippo. Okay, back to the other stuff. I got the robing going on the master romancing and the wild carding, which kind of made me think maybe I want to romance the Sours next after it, since, you know, I finally have it. Oh my god, look at it. Oh, it's so cool. Look at the way it sleeps. Oh. Like, I'm genuinely happy even recording this. It's just such a cool piñata, and I'm so happy that I was able to get it. So in day 109, I got the master romance slash wildcard for the robing finally, and got the home for the Cyrus gorilla. It's definitely a bit more extreme than I anticipated it being. From there, I tried to trap Pester, which went awful. Yes, that is what I originally planned on doing. So instead, I just paid him, and I sent off the newt cat that I was supposed to send off a few days ago. And from there, I now need a Lackatoad. Like a toad. One's green, one's pink. Also, I made some slight progress on the Cyrus gorilla, which now needs marmalade. I guess that's done with an orange and some magic from Mr. Bart. You played your game, buddy. You played it very tight earlier. From there, I sent off the Lackatoad, and now I need a Crola. Viva Pinata fun facts! And so it is time for our first Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise Part 2 fun fact. And this one is something that I'm kind of happy I learned about, because it's something that I think expands on the idea of Viva Pinata and like lore in it a tiny bit, which is something that I just completely missed in the first playthrough. Because the thing that I'm talking about is there's like way more human characters in this game than I originally anticipated. And I have a list of their names that I will go over, but basically they're in the like show mini game that I will be kind of getting into later in this video. Of course I will. It's for like 100% completion and also for the achievements, but essentially they're judges, and they're from different areas of Viva Pinata Island, I'm going to assume, just because it's kind of like described like that, and they all look very unique and cool. So basically here's like a list of them. There's not much more to these characters, I don't think so. Like, I don't think they showed up anywhere else ever. It's only like described that they're specifically from the mini game show thing. Basically, we have characters like Jeffe or Hefe, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Carrie Chudini, Eddie Lizard, Spartacus, Babunchka, Bear A. Marcus, Sahari, Lothar, which is actually a bomb, so that's pretty cool, Maxime, and Nana Arf. And they all look very unique from one another, and I just kind of really just like this idea, and I just thought I'd include it as a fun fact. If you didn't know, there's just way more characters in this game. They're just a bit hidden. Day 110, I finally romanced up the SARS gorilla, which made me realize how difficult the master and wild card will be for it. Mainly because of the like orange bombs, which basically require me to walk by them super slowly, but it's not easy with like an Xbox controller. Their analog sticks always feel so sensitive to me, so that's gonna be a bit of a rough one. Also, since I now have the SARS gorilla and I'm basically missing 2 other piñatas that I know of, I'm going to work on the Muzipan, since the only other piñata apart from Muzipan, which is the Chippopotamus, requires like the garden to be 60% of water, and I don't really feel like doing that right now, so let's try to get it. For it, I do need a few things like a milk churn, buttercups, gooseberry fool, which is also something that Bart can just throw together, and a bunch of long grass, which I kind of just have most of the stuff, so it was really easy to make progress on that. From there, I just decided to work on some challenges, as you might have guessed by now, and realized that my Newtgat keeps fighting the Lickatoad, and because of it, it now has a bronze medal, which is actually something I do need for an achievement. Well, more specifically the gold medal, so hopefully it'll keep fighting it until it gets it. Well, that is if it doesn't lose too much. In day 111, I was really struggling with the SARS gorilla romance minigame. I lost like over and over again, to the point where I caved and decided that I won't actually get the wild card. I know, me giving up easily, impossible. I'll just buy the last one, and who knows, maybe if I'm done with everything by like day 200, I'll just get back into it. From there, I went back to the challenges, and as I was working on getting a blue fudge hog, I spotted Britain being murdered. Oh my god, it's such a dark video. Like, everyone from the first 100 days is just dropping like flies. Wow, and to make matters even worse, I realized that Fred is gone. Fred the fudge hog? What happened? Why is everyone that's OG gone? I think the only one that's left behind from like the early days is Greg, and I think Bob. Okay, maybe not everyone's gone. Oh, also Master Romance for the SARS. I did buy the last one. Day 112, I got rid of the SARS themselves, but left one. You know, as much as I love them, there was just too many of them. From there, I sent off a bicycle and also decided to pay Pester 500 gold, which worked before, but not this time. Why is he so brutal these days? I guess buy Newtgat, so much for getting the gold medal, huh? Also, I decided I'll master romance the fudge hogs next, so I worked on that until I got them going. During all of this, the Muzipan appeared and entered the garden. Okay, I'll take that. Kind of falling into place over time. Only downside was I didn't have the gooseberry flow made yet, so I doubt it'll get it today, but you know what? I'll take it. Maybe it will return tomorrow. And then on top of all of that, today, my next piñata is a bark that I need for a challenge. Well, Ella the 4th shall return. Day 113, as I waited for the Muzipan to hopefully reappear, I got a la and made her green. Spitting image if I do say so myself. From there, not only did I master romance and have the wild card cooking up for the fudge hog, but also the Muzipan officially became part of the garden. Now all that's missing is the Chippo, or so I think. Day 114, the wild card was born, and it just has like a bunch of bumps. I know what they were going for, it's basically a hedgehog, but this just looks wrong. Also, a master and wildcard the Muzipan next, because why not? And to finish off this uneventful day, I remember I'm still trying to mainly get the achievements, so I did the candid camera one, which was just for taking 10 photos, so I just snapped them all around the place. There it is. Day 115, I realized that the Muzipan romance is a bit of a pain. Like, it needs 4 dandelions each, which are basically weeds. If you don't know, weeds equals bad. So this will be a tiny bit of work. Oh, so difficult. Apart from that, just been working on the challenges, which I have throughout like every single day. It's really getting to me slowly. They don't really feel super necessary to mention, so don't think that I've like put them to the side. I've only mentioned them just so you know I make progress on them. In day 116, I romanced the Muzipans and decided I'll do one of the like 2 games that are in the game. Whoa. Let me explain. I know that sounded weird. So something I barely touched on in the first 100 days was the 2 different mini games they have in this, not including the romance ones. One of them is a race that kind of sucks. Basically, try to win. There's some complexities to it, but I'll get into that later. Because for now, I decided I will dabble battle in the game show, which basically is who has the best looking piñata, but also not, because it's confusing and actually doesn't make any sense, and it involves like the judges and some other stuff, which yeah, I didn't understand at the time of this. I'll explain like way more later, but you basically put in your piñata, you choose a judge, which there's like a bunch of them. One of them is like the characters that I mentioned a while ago in one of my fun facts, and they just judge you. Some judge you for certain things and some don't. Again, I'll explain that later. Reading into it online, someone did say they used their dragon, so I decided to use it, and it didn't work for me. I think it really is just RNG based. From there, I dressed up my SARS and still didn't get to win. I'm sorry, little buddy. So then I thought maybe, since, you know, the dragon worked for someone, maybe my dino will work better, you know, since it's literally a dinosaur, and since it feels like one of the most complex piñatas to get inside the game, and yeah, it did. There we go. Got the achievement for winning once. Worst part about this is now I need to do that 9 more times, but since that took me forever, I think I'll just get back to that later in the video, since I really don't understand the mode. They just take up so much time. To finish up the day, I needed some money, so I worked on some orchids. Haven't done that one in a while, and then just did challenges on the side. Day 117, I sent off a Muzipan, which gave me the region 1 challenger achievement. Yeah, here we go. Progress. Got the first one only done in 117. Well, region 2 time, no time to waste. As I did the work for it, I finally named the SARS gorilla something. Say hello to Saul. Oh, I hope you stay forever, buddy. They're just so cool in this design. I don't know, I really like the SARS gorillas in this game. In day 118, I got the Master Records Keeper achievement for restoring 30 records. This is like the second time it has happened in this video, but Pester pulled up and he got Saul. There goes Saul. I just named him. Pester is really getting on my nerves. This really sucks. You know what? That's it. This was the breaking point. I unfortunately, but also fortunately, remembered something. The most useful thing I could have literally done all the way in day 101. And that is get a Limosaurus. Get the goddamn rhino. Now yes, I did get a bunch of comments on my first 100 days. And yes, I should have remembered that. I'm so sorry. It's been 18 extra days. But I got it. Okay? I got it. Thank God I did. It took me 18 days. I'm so sorry to whoever watched and saw all the piñatas die earlier. I'm so sorry. You're probably very frustrated. I'm frustrated making this video right now. But anyway, say hello to Limmy, our new bodyguard. Also, I got Master Romance and somehow managed to complete the wildcard run for Muzi Pants. Side stuff, not important. Limmy's our boy. But goddamn, look at those horns. Those are pretty sick. But anyway, it's day 119, and since that beast spawned, it's bye-bye Muzi Pants time. Who's next? Wait, it's perfect. Ella the 4th, of course. Oh, yes. Ella's offspring. You must spread. We must have more of you. Ooh, you need to fight a goddamn kitty floss, so that's gonna be a bit annoying. Okay, whatever. Some of these romance stuff is just annoying and weird, but fine, I'll do it. Also, I wanted to try the trick thing with Ella. Like, there's like a trick stick that I just never did anything with, and I need an achievement. But instead it backfired. Like, the trick stick instead just made her angry, and now she's fighting Greg. Hey, Greg. But also, oops. Day 120, one of the Bark Parks, or well, Ella's lover, whatever you want to call it, was fighting the kitty floss, and since both Ella and the other one have to do it, I kind of feel bad for the kitty floss, honestly. I just got one, but they gotta, like, you know, gang up against it. Whatever. And there we go. It's time to romance them. Ooh, this is gonna be rough. No pun intended. Get it? Cause rough dog. I should stop explaining these. Also today, Limmy did the glorious thing. As you can see, the poopy head Pester is out and about hunting a piñata, but what's that? A fellow Limmy has spotted him, and oh, look at him go! Oh, I love this. Yeah, so that's essentially what Limmy the bodyguard does. He runs up and bashes him up into the sky. It doesn't like permanently get rid of him, but you know, still gets rid of him nonetheless, and I'll take that. Since he's the bodyguard, I think it's only appropriate that I pimp him out. Look at him. He's both the sheriff and Viva police officer. Beautiful. In day 121, I just did work on the challenges and also romanced up the Barks. So in day 122, I got the Master Romancer and have the wild card cooking up. Progress, people. Progress. Oh, Limmy. you are an incredible addition to the garden. If only I had you sooner. And oh, also the Bark Bark wildcard just has like a curly tail. Ella, I would have expected more from your creative offspring, but you know what? This works, I guess. Anyway, I know I said that I wanted more Ellas, but we're just gonna sell them because money and space. But you get to stay, Ella. I guess since I did just see like Greg a while ago, maybe he'll be the next one. He already has his romancing done, and all he needs to do is just eat hard candy, which is like the faster way of romancing. So that's gonna be huge help to speed up the process. Day 123, I sent off a Horstachio for one of the challenges, saw Lemmy doing his job like a good bodyguard, and then I realized I somehow still was missing a purple flutterscotch. Whoa, so I guess I do need like a fourth piñata. So it wasn't just Oozypan, SARS, and a Chippo. Huh. But the flutterscotches are, I guess, less important. Day 124, the piñatas are getting kind of more interesting for the challenges. Like now I need a Smorpion wearing a Howdy Partner hat. That's cool. I'll actually be really able to explore so much of this game. I did mention this before in the video, but this just allows me to, like, you know, test out all the outfits as well for the piñatas. Hell yeah. Anyway, day 125, the Geki Master Romance and Wildcard is done. I wonder what it looked like. Oh, it has horns. Okay, then Lemmy decided to launch Professor Pester, which was incredibly close, like Ella almost died, but thank you Lemmy, I can't stay mad at you. And since I had a Mallow Wolf from one of the challenges, I think I might Master Romance / Wildcard them next. And now I need an Orange Sweetle with a school cap. Bob, it is your time to shine, my boy. So in day 126, I sent him off, and then I realized that those were not the only requirements that it needed. It needed to learn a trick. So this is the point where I actually learned how to do them. Huh, well, I gotta wait for it because I sent it off and you know, I can't do much with it. And also because the Mallow Wolves are taking a while to master romance or just romance in the first place, I guess I'll race? Yep, no, not racing. Stupid ass game mode. Day 127, I got the Mallow Wolf romanced up, and then I actually tried to learn how to do the damn tricks, which turns out piñatas will only do a trick if they eat a specific thing. For example, with Bob, if he eats an apple seed and then I use the trick stick on him to learn as he does the trick, he'll basically be able to just do it with like the press of a button if the trick stick is hovering over him. There's actually 2 that piñatas can do, like a total of 2. So let's get him to do the, oh my god, is that a giant dookie out of nowhere? He's supposed to be a beetle, but goddamn I wasn't expecting that. But I guess I did get the instructor achievement. Cool. Anyway, goodbye Bob. Haha, thank god it worked this time. In day 128, I just taught piñatas their tricks, since after learning about that in the first place, it was really cool. Kinda sad I didn't do it before, but also cool because I was able to save it for this video. And challenges, like for the rest of the day. Yeah. Day 129, hopefully a Mallow Wolf was actually needed again for a challenge, which was neat because, you know, I already had them cooking up, but this time it had to be pink. And oh, that's one pink piñata for sure. Speaking of wolves, I actually got the Master Romance and Wildcard done for them. And I got the last Region 2 piñata sent off today, meaning I got the Region 2 Challenger achievement. And now, I hope I'm doing Region 3. It's kind of confusing which one you are doing because they just don't really tell you. Also, here's the Wildcard Mallow Wolf. Spiky fur? Yeah, some of them are really disappointing. In day 130, I accidentally had a Tafflight turn an apple into red fertilizer. I didn't even know I could do that. I just wanted to like increase its candosity meter, but it just did that. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, after I successfully sent it off to a party, next was a Geki, which made me realize I kind of accidentally sold Greg. Oh my god, now I'm the bad guy in this. Not only did the other ones die, I think, but now I just sold Greg. Also, I think I'm going to Master Romance and Wildcard the Moojus next. Why not? Day 131, had them romance. Lemmy was doing wonders. Found out I needed a white Sweetle. Turns out I cannot recolor Bob. That's sad. So I got a new one. Day 132, I was literally just sending off piñatas. Top tier edge of the seat content right here. Day 133, something bad happened. Ruffian decided to fight Ella, and there goes Ella the 4th. Oh my god, what the hell is this luck with Ella in this game? You know what? That's it. That's it. No more barks Ellas. Okay? No more. Aside from that, I managed to Master Romance the Moojus, and the Wildcard is cooking up. That's pretty easy. And there it is in day 134. That's actually very cool. This might be one of my favorites now. The antlers kind of like joined up together to create this like almost like wave. I think that's really cool. Anyway, bye unneeded family. I think next I might wildcard and master romance the unicorn. I kind of just want to go for the more difficult ones. Like I could do the other ones that are super easy, but what if I just do the difficult ones? Because right now this video is boring. I want to make it entertaining. Day 135, I just literally romance them. Wow, we're just talking about making the video entertaining. Viva Pinata fun facts! Wow, what a fun video. Imagine that I'm watching it along with you, especially since I'm sitting here now. But this next fun fact is something that I kind of found by accident looking into the achievements, and that is merchandise, and more specifically merchandise with Burger King. Okay, it happened like in 2006 and 2007, and essentially Viva Pinata had a collab, or well, deal with Burger King to release toys, but also I think, and I'm not entirely sure because like I found versions of it that doesn't look like it has like the Viva Pinata cards that you put into the Vision Pro or whatever, not Vision Pro, whatever it's called, you know, the Vision Xbox thing. And essentially there was just toys of Viva Pinata that I think are like one of, not the only, just so you know, versions of toys for Viva Pinata, and I think that's just so cool. Like you did get a bunch of them, and some of them did look a bit messed up, so here's like a list of the ones that I could find, and I think one of the most terrifying ones, we just have to start off with it, has to be the Maca Raccoon. I have no idea what happened to it. Like it just looks extremely messed up. But on top of all of that, you have the Sparrowmint, Fudge Hog, Fizzly Bear, Elefanilla, Crocodile, Horstachio, and lastly a Gooba. And with that, you also got like a 3D puzzle. I'm not entirely sure if there was like two different versions of a Burger King collab, because some things kind of implied that there was and some that there wasn't. Basically, it still happened. I still think it's really funny, and I'm sad that I missed out on it. I've just never been a Burger King guy, you know? That's it for the fun fact. Day 136, I got a request for a yellow Muju, which was perfect. The cool wildcard is coming to use. Aside from those, I got the unicorns done and just gonna wait for the baby. And also I decided to dabble a bit in the special photograph achievement, which is basically completely random from my understanding, but that didn't go well, so I gave up. We'll come back to that one later. Day 137, I did something I should have probably done back in day 101. What? Another thing. And this one is to look up the challenges in advance. So just like look them up online and see, you know, all the insane detail and stuff of what they're required, what they'll need, you know, get a heads up. And oh my god, was this a game changer. And as upset I could be that I took almost 40 days to do it, I'm just gonna accept the fact that I found it and it's pretty cool. So yippee! Now, because I'll be basically prepping them, that's another thing that I'll be skipping, so don't expect me to be like, oh, today I prepped this one and this one. It's something that just happens throughout this video. We gotta get these achievements, ladies and gentlemen. There's just so many of them, and these videos are long enough, so just to speed up the process. Also, I needed a crocodile for one of the challenges, so master romance and wildcard them next it is. Day 138, just struggled to romance them since they need a Swanana and that costs like a lot of money. So then in 139, one of them almost died, but thankfully then we got him. A bit delayed, buddy, but I can't stay mad at him like at all. At least he's doing his job. Anyway, romancing time, and oh, I see how it is. Maybe we do need a bark pack for the next challenge. Fine. Day 140, Ella the Fifth, or Ella whatever, 5 L's has reappeared, and boy do I mean it, she better stay for good this time. I'm sick of saying goodbye to them in this goddamn game. Anyway, day 141, got the master romancer and wildcard for the crocodile. Just gotta wait for it to pop out. Also, the other interesting thing today was me deciding I want to do a makeover to the garden, so I decided to plant an oak tree by the train tracks that I've had like this whole time, which for some odd reason my brain was like, yes, this will work, and instead it just decided to destroy the train, so I got rid of the tracks. Goodbye tracks and train, you've stuck around for quite a while. In day 142, the wild card was born. That took a while, and it has lumps. They really like those on piñatas, don't they? Also, I did actually postpone the garden makeover. The main reason for the postponing is just because I do need a chippo, and for that, again, 60% of water, so I'll probably just work on the garden after that's done. Now, for my next master and wildcard piñata, I shall do the eagle air, mainly because I'm sick of seeing the like untamed or whatever you want to call version of it walking around the garden. The reason it does that is because it needs 5 different species at once, and I'm just sick of it. And if you don't know, if you master romance a piñata, you can essentially completely ban it from entering your garden or just showing up, so I will really need that one. Day 143, I noticed that the eagle air's romance requirements kind of suck. just like the other ones. The main reason is because it needs to eat Galagugus and 2 of them like of each, so each eagle there needs 2 Galagugus. So the new plan is, since it needs like 4 altogether, I might as well master romance them first. But something did happen today. You see, one of the challenges requires me to send off an orange twins trap, or the 2-headed snake, and for that I needed to eat a Venus flytrap. And oh boy, did this get messy. You see, the issue here is the bad plants in this game attract piñatas like crazy to them, attack the piñatas themselves, and also replant on their own after a set amount of time. And may I add, they also pop out with multiple seeds after being destroyed. So yeah, I literally had a massive outbreak of the Venus flytrap. And as you can see, it was going awful. Not only did it attack and make the piñatas sick, but also I couldn't stop the actual piñatas from eating them. It got like very bad fast. Limmy was surprisingly one of the worst parts about it all, because he was super attracted to it and constantly kept on destroying them. The garden was just in an all-out war to eat these, and constantly getting sick because the Venus flytrap also attacks them. I did actually manage to wall off the scene, trapping in 1 eagle there because I used the bird-proof fence, and after some time I did manage to get a hold of the outbreak. But man, that was not only incredibly stressful, but also terrifying. Probably the most action you will ever see in this game, but I was so close to just completely giving up on this actual day and either coming back to it or just never coming back to it, because it got really bad. This video is not able to present to you how bad it really got. Also, one sad thing is I did end up killing Bob in the process. Oh my god. All of them are going. Oh, the reason for that is because like I really had to get a control of this garden, and it was either sacrificing him or, you know, letting the thing get even worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. This day will go down in history. Day 144, I forgot to start my recording. After that mess, obviously, I was like really just all over the place. So that's it for day 144. You didn't miss much. Day 145, I just worked on the Galagugus, which was painful, but I got there. And day 146, I sent off a Cinnamonkey, a Paribo, romanced some stuff. And yeah, I really took a chill after the Venus flytrap of day 143 incident. It doesn't really have a ring to it, does it? Day 147, I got really angry at the Galagugus, mainly because of the fact that getting them to like eat the hard candy and romance is just so much pain, because not only do they love the oak tree, but also their mini game sucks. So I just decided on buying the 7th one. No wildcard for you. Day 148, I sent off a Smellbat, a Master Romance the Galas, and to make matters worse, the damn Eagler actually suck. I like hunting the Galagugus. It just took forever. They just wouldn't do it. But I finally did get an achievement after all of that pain and suffering I've went through over these past few days. The Region 4 Challenger. Oh, I wasn't doing Region 3 then. Then in day 149, one of the Eaglers almost died. Limmy is really testing his limits. I feel like it's like a little game for him now to see how close can Pester get before, you know, gets a Piñata. Anyway, I did send off a Piñata today, a Buzzenge, and just romance the Eaglers. Day 150. Wow, that's a big number. I decided I wanted to dabble in racing, which actually went not too bad. I won my first game and got the Speed Freak achievement. Now I gotta do that 9 more times like the other one, but yeah, I'm also gonna wait. It just takes too much time and I need to move on with these days. I might be, you know, on day 150 already, but these mini games do not progress time, so we're just gonna move on. We'll come back to it later. Day 151, I did the exact same stuff. What? Impossible. Well, apart from the racing. There was some new stuff though, like me needing a SARS for a future challenge, so that means I gotta get one. Yes, perfect excuse to bring it back. And I did in day 152. Haha, look at me, so cool. Yes, look at it sleeping, so cute. Also, I decided I wanted to get an achievement today, pretty easy one at that. All I needed was a Flapjack that needed a bell accessory and a milking machine, which when it goes through it, there we go, Yickety Yak achievement. Also, I got a second one today because that was another easy one. For this one, I just had to dress up a Piñata, which I chose to do it on the SARS, of course, there you go. And I got the fancy dress achievement. What a distinguished gentleman. Basically, just wear a Piñata outfit, which is so weird. I don't understand this one, but it works. Sadly, I did actually have to turn the SARS Gorilla white for a challenge, so it did lose a bit of its coolness, but good enough. At least we have one. Day 153, I finally mastered Romance the Eagle Air and even got the wild card. Look at me go. Also, I noticed that the Flapjack was going crazy with the milking. Like it just kept on going because it does it automatically. So I got rid of the milking machine. Oh, so the Eagle Air just gets like a bigger beak as their wild card. Lame. Day 154, I sent off a Chalk Stretch, a Zumbug, and now I need a Chippo. Next. Well, I guess this is a sign to start digging. So in day 155, I got the 60% of water. Then I noticed it showed up. That's a good sign. Means I don't have to worry about it not appearing like the SARS did for like, what, 30 days? From there, I planted all the things I needed for the like Chippo, which is lilies, watercress, and bulrush. And then in day 156, I realized I can actually cancel the Chippo challenge because I had it activated this whole time, which basically allows me to activate the other ones and progress in the meantime as I wait for the Chippo. So there's no postponing in that. Good. Also, unfortunately, no Chippo today. Day 157 was me waiting for the Chippo to show up, which it didn't. But good news, I did get the Region 6 Challenger achievement, so somehow I got that one done. Day 158, I had to put a backpack on a Flutterscotch. Look at it, so small, wearing a backpack. That's funny. Also, I got the Master Instructor achievement for having 10 piñatas learn all their tricks. The way I did this was just basically whenever they needed a trick, I just made them learn all 2 of them. That was pretty easy because, you know, multitask. Good. Yes, progress. Also, the Chippo appeared, but because I have such stuff like water and lilies, watercress, bulrush, it attracts other piñatas that also need these. Like, for example, the Sweet Tooth, who decided to eat the goddamn plant. So no Chippo today. I did also decide to plant extra, don't worry, just in case. Thankfully, in day 159, the Chippo not only appeared but also entered the garden, and it just ended up spending the entire day and night just going around and eating everything slowly. Like, this was insane. I just kept on looking at it for the entire day and it just kept on going and going, and even into day 160 it just did it for a whole night, and now for another whole day. Oh well, there it is. It's part of the garden. Whoa, what? That was what? I mean, it took me forever because it's day 160, but I got it. Does that mean that I have every single piñata inside the game? You know what? I think I do. It's kind of funny because in the first video, I think I did get the Chippo around this time as well, like the first video of the first game. And in my previous one, like the 100 Days of Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise Part 1, if you want to call it that, I think I did the same thing, where I went around day 50 to 60 trying to get it, obviously failed, and now on day 160, I got it. Kind of weird, like it just kind of happens. Anyway, garden cleanup time. Day 161, I did just that, like clean up the garden. And also it seems like the Chippo needs to be green, which from what I looked up, it was interesting because it said it needs to eat a watercress and a mushroom. Oh no, not the shrooms. If you know, you know. So then in day 162, I fed the Chippo the mushroom as my first thing, and oh, no. Oh, it turned brown? What the hell? I thought you had to eat a watercress as well. Did I do it in the wrong order? Okay. I decided to look it up, and thankfully, turns out I was looking at the first game. So in the first game, it needs to eat 2 things. In this, it just had to eat the mushroom. Thankfully, it didn't turn it brown, it turned it green. Phew, that was close, my god. In day 163, I just worked on the garden and sent off a walrus. In day 164, sent off a Paul bear, and then after that one, just sent off the last Region 7 Piñata, which was a jelly, which meant I got the Region 7 Challenger. Look at me go. I think there's only 2 left, maybe 4 and 5, whatever. Funny thing is, the next Piñata is a yellow rhino. Holy me. Makeover time, buddy. After he was off, I made a rough discovery. Turns out that the next piñata I need is a blue Rorio with a gold medal. Yep, the gold combat medal a piñata needs to get for fighting a lot. And it also is an achievement, which is good and bad, because not only will it, you know, give me an achievement, but this could take a really long time. I'm already in day 164. I'm so sick of all this. I tried to look up like what could it fight to, you know, speed up the process. Turns out a bark. So I guess Ella the 5th could be used for this, but it didn't work. Like, she was really scared of it. I also did learn that if I put a halo of hardness on a piñata through just researching all of this, when a piñata like gets sick after a fight or anything, it will come back. So I guess Ella will now be undeadable. Okay, that's cool. And then in day 165, I just further looked up what it would require, and turns out a Tiger Misu is what people use, which, yeah, it was. Like, it worked very well. Look at him go. They shouldn't die, hopefully. Now, it did say that the Rorio needs to win 15 times, which actually isn't that bad, so this will probably still be a bit of time. Thankfully, I can work on other stuff while it happens, but yeah, they're just gonna battle it out in the background. In day 166, I sent off a Quackaberry and a Peckin Mix as the Wario and Tiger Misu battled. I noticed it actually has a silver medal when it was resting during the night. Pretty cool. They don't fight the entire time. Then in day 167, sent off an Elephantilla, and I contemplated the ethics of having, you know, the Wario and Tiger Misu basically fight an infinite loop during the day. I mean, I do need that achievement, so it's okay, and it's a video game, right? But to make things even kind of funnier, turns out that the next piñata that I need to send off in this region is a yellow Tiger Misu, which, funny enough, is officially the last challenge in this region, meaning that both the Wario and Tiger Misu are the last two challenges. Kind of beautiful if you really think about it. There's a hidden meaning in there somewhere. They did try to sleep again, but you know, since they're the last two and I want to speed up the process, they're going back at it. Get to work. There's no sleeping. But voila! Got the achievement for that. Day 168, I sent off the Wario and got the Region 5 Challenger achievement. And now, officially, it is time for the last one. The Tiger Misu. Dressed it up and bye-bye. Master Challenger for completing all challenges. And Region 3 Challenger. Also, a gamer picture unlocked. If you're interested in what it looks like, here it is. Does it look cool? Since I got all those done today, I kind of craved more, so I decided it was time to get the other 9 races done. So I took Wario in and lost. Okay, I wonder if there's any trick to it. Of course there is. Turns out if I have a worm and have it go to the very top of the track, which is another detail that I didn't include earlier, basically the way piñatas win these races or go fast is if they go on the like piece of ground or water that is like from their region. So for example, a worm is not only for dirt but also grass, so people discovered that the top track has mostly grass and dirt. Sometimes, you know, it does have sand and water, which will slow me down, but it actually worked. Now the AI is still a bit annoying. It is very smart, I will give them that. Like, it can sometimes overtake you and put a bomb, or if you bump into it you still lose. But I just backed out and went back in and even made a discovery that I can just change it to 1 lap. I've been doing like 3 laps, and the thing with this is the worm was always able to win after at least the first and second lap. Like, it was always first, but then once I got to the 3rd lap, the other piñatas always got faster. Yeah, with that I managed to get the achievement. Look at it go. Wow, got the Master Speed Freak, which was for getting 10 wins. I never have to play that mode again. You know, I kind of do like thinking that it was Jonathan who was guiding this worm through it all. Oh, I miss that guy. I miss him. Viva Pinata fun facts! Whoa, what a video, am I right? Anyway, it's time for our last fun fact for a very good while for Viva Pinata. We started it here and we're gonna be ending it. Wait, no, we're gonna be ending it for Viva Pinata. Anyway, this fun fact is actually something that I probably should have saved for a Pocket Paradise potential video, but I just want to include it now. And that is specifically about the jelly inside of Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise, or just overall the piñatas that are inside the game. So essentially, again, if you don't know, Pocket Paradise is the Nintendo DS version of Viva Pinata. And in that game, you essentially have all of the piñatas from the first game and the second game, but you don't have regions, so you don't have to go to different locations to capture piñatas. But there's one piñata that I just found so very interesting and pop up so many times in the comments, or well, not so many times, but at least a few times in the first video and the second video, and just through my research as to what is the most difficult piñata to catch, and it seems like it's the jelly. So I think the jelly, which is the Yeti kind of character, takes the #1 spot for the most difficult piñata to catch in any game of like the first, second, and the third one, not including the like spin-off mini game fun game that they released. And that is because I have like a requirement. Basically, it has to enter your garden on its own, no requirements, nothing, doesn't notify you that it enters the garden, and the way you get it is you have to hit it with your shovel. So it is completely RNG and random based that you might not be able to get it, but it gets even more annoying because to romance 2 of the jellies, you cannot just order a second one off of Gretchen. No. You have to do the same thing you did for the first one. So it could potentially take you days to find the jelly in the first place, to hit it with your shovel and it becomes your resident, which you think is super easy. But the fact that you have to do it twice to just even romance them, to then master romance them for a completionist goal, which I'm assuming there are master romances on the Nintendo DS version of the game, it's just something that I'm kind of like interested about, and it just seems fascinating to me that a jelly, like a Yeti character, is way more difficult than a dragon or a dinosaur in the previous games, just because those, you actually have an end goal. With that one, aren't anything that's basically randomly generated. I hate it in video games, but it's like one of the most popular things that companies do. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the last fun fact. For a while, at least the last official fun fact. Enjoy the rest of the video. Day 169, since I just got through the races, I decided I might just dabble in the shows now, which didn't last long because screw this. Turns out it's all based on the judges, like I fully found out. Like the judges will judge you by your piñata size, by the health of the piñata or some other stuff. So other people on the internet, they discovered that if you do use CDOS, he will choose you like almost all the time, but that doesn't mean it's enough. I did win one time, so now we're like 2 out of 10, but it's so heavily RNG based. I am in no mood to sit here now just after sitting during those races doing nothing, trying to get these wins. I'll worry about this maybe the last day, we'll see. Also, I decided to master romance Lemmy since, you know, I've done all the regions and what else is there really to do in this game. So for that, I needed to get their home, which was goddamn big, but also a whole bunch of sand in the garden, which, you know, it actually kind of made the garden like really nice. And for once, I'm happy with the way it looks. So day 170, I got them romanced and noticed that a ruffian was fighting the SARS. Oh, look how sad he is when he's sick, poor little guy. How can you not like the SARS gorillas? Day 171 was somehow the exact same as day 170, romancing and SARS fighting and losing again. Odd. Day 172 got the Master Romancer and also the wild card for Lemmy. I also realized I need to get twins for an achievement, so I need to probably do piñatas that are a bit easier to romance, since the way you get twins in this is how fast you complete the minigame. But also it has to be like once you have them wild carded, it's a bit confusing. Just complete it as fast as you can. You don't have to collect all the hearts. So I'll do 4 heads. That should be easy, right? Day 173 just worked on their requirements. Day 174 I noticed that a Smorpion can actually bedazzle a ruffian. Reason I have this little guy is because the 4 heads need to munch on them, which they did, and romance time it was. Day 175 I decided to go and buy some random stuff off Lottie, like a plane and a spaceship that launches. Also the spectral locomotive, which was for the Choo Choo Master achievement. I also got the statue of Great Gobstoppler, which I have no idea what it was for, and the Restless Dead, which from my research was just like a spooky Halloween accessory. I did kind of just sell them after that since I don't want them, but I did keep the spectral locomotive. Also, if you're wondering, the reason I have these now is because I did all the challenges for Langston, so once completing them, I got some outfit stuff and also like these weird pointless accessories for your garden that just take up space. And if you don't know, space is super annoying in this game. Gotta love it. Day 176 I decided I am not built for the wild card for the 4 heads also, so I'll just buy the last one. I know I give up easily, but we're 176 days into this game. It's starting to get to me. But also, just so you know, I didn't give up. Like I did try it a few times, it was just really difficult. Anyway, Master Romancer. And you know what? Since I do need the twin one, I might as well do the crustacean. Shouldn't be too hard since it's like one of the earlier piñatas. So day 177 was just me getting them going, and then day 178 I got the last stand. Damn it, just a wild card? Not fast enough. Okay, one more time, and yep, there we go, got it. And achievement. Oh, so that was like the last one, last twin. Wow, that was a crazy coincidence. I think the next piñata might do the Rorio. Yeah, we can do difficult ones now. Day 179 I decided to look into its requirements, and oh boy. It needs to eat a piñata worth over 4,500 coins. I vaguely remember this from the first game, which can it eat the forehead? Guess we'll find out. And I did find out. No, it cannot. Of course it cannot. It's like a predator fighting a predator. So I might as well just use a donut since it's one of the requirements. It needs to basically become part of the garden. I can just dress one up and it should be worth over 4,500, right? Okay, I got some quick explaining to do. Mainly with what's going to go down for the next few days. You see, there's an achievement I've been kinda ignoring for a while. Mainly to make the video more watchable for a longer amount of time. Because this next achievement requires me to get 1 hour and 3 hours of co-op playtime. So I whipped out my old borrowed Xbox One controller and handed it over to my fiance. And let me just tell you, this was not a good idea. Not only does the gameplay suck, mainly because the camera behavior is just bad, like so bad. It's so difficult to explain. Like I can rotate and move and she can rotate and move and it's split up like the clock is in the middle. And to make matters worse, she was so annoying during this, bullying me while I was trying to do the simplest of things. What? We were supposed to be in high.
3 hours?
Stop! Stop! Oh my god.
Huh?
How am I supposed to do this for 3 hours? So in day 181, because that was day 180, somehow through battling and pain and blood and sweat and everything, we managed to romance the Rorio. And something you would have never expected, at least not this early, she got bored. It only took 15 minutes because like a day is 15 minutes. So she just ended up AFKing beside me, like she's still sad and still decided to bully me from time to time. But at least it's kind of easier to just use one controller, surprisingly. I should have just done this a few days ago. The reason I waited so long is just because it just looks so bad. So in day 182, less than 30 minutes into the co-op playtime, she just completely abandoned me and went to play her own games. Okay. Also, Rorios are done and wildcarded, and I guess I'll do Tiger Misu next. Also, if you're wondering, the Rorio wildcard just got a fat tail. I mean, okay. Also, I just have to apologize for this gameplay. It's gonna be so bad for the next few days. Day 183, just waiting for the Tiger Misus, and then day 184, worked on the Tiger Misu. Probably won't get the Master Romance and wildcard, mainly because that'll suck booty cheeks. So I bought the last one. Next, I'll do the Elefanilla, and to finish off the day, I got the first 1 hour co-op achievement, the Couch Socialite. Thank God. This is just gonna suck so much. Day 185 was meh, so let's move on. Day 186 got the Master Romance on the Elefanilla, not bothering with the wild card. And next, I think I'll do the Jelly. Sure, it does need like a bunch of snow, so I guess goodbye to the sand area for now. And then day 187, just fought for my life with the Jellies. They're kind of awful, but not the worst. The romance, their just requirements are a bit silly. And then in day 188, I got them romanced up finally. Day 189 got the Master Romance and decided that our next target, or at least mine and the controllers, since it's just me and the controller itself now, well, 2 controllers, I decided I'm going to do the Paribo next. So day 190 got the Paribos romanced up and got the Master Romancer. That was way too easy. So next I'll do Pololibear. As you can see, these days are just flying. So on day 91, I looked into what they need, and oh, they need 3 Penguins. Damn, that's kind of a lot. I'm not gonna Master Romance them. I could, it would have been like 6, but screw that, I'm sick of it. So then day 192, I think I experienced like the most frustrating thing I have ever in this game. I know, big claim. The thing is, the Pololibears suck. And I mean this. Like, they suck so much. Not only at hunting, but they also just refuse to walk on stuff that's not snow. And then the penguins get close and stare at them and refuse to fight them. This frustration continued into day 193. But again, I activated my last brain cells and I remembered I could just, you know, get the penguins myself, like off them, and then just, you know, feed their life candy to the Pololibear, and it worked. Thank God. Whew, this worked. Okay. And then romancing, just, I hate it. Let's move on. Day 194 got the Master Romancer. Hell no. Never again. Not doing that. Get out of here. Genuinely. Awful. Also, today I made a discovery, and that was the fact that I somehow did not have the Expert Records Keeper achievement, which I get for sending off every single piñata in the game. I thought I did learn that the journal tells me which piñatas I haven't sent off yet, and there's actually not that many, so I guess I can work on that, even though there's only 6 days left. The piñatas I'm missing is like most of the colors of the Flutterscotch, a Flapjack, Chunicorn, and the dino itself. This is very, very doable. So I got Chucky the dino sent off, and that means that's 1 down. To make the news of finding out that there's an achievement that I can complete very easily, the other exciting news is finally day 195. I was at last free. Got the Master Couch Socialite achievement. I waited so long for you. I'm so happy. Genuinely, I'm even happy recording this voiceover right now. This was just so annoying, but I did it. I did it for the video. I did it for you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now I need to get all the plants that the piñatas need because there's just a lot of flutterscotch colors. Sent off the unicorn, yellow flutterscotch, red flutterscotch, blue flutterscotch, black flutterscotch, brown flutterscotch, and let me just say the freedom of being able to do this super easily and sending all of them off without fighting another controller that's AFK is oh, so good. Then in day 196 I sent the white flutterscotch and the flapjack. Wait, nothing? Am I missing a piñata? Oh, okay, upon further research, yes, and that is the fact, that's the case. I am missing a piñata. The piñata is a pink flutterscotch. Doesn't really matter, but still it's crazy that I'm missing one. Okay, well, I just wait for a lily to grow so I can turn the white one into a pink one. I guess I'll work on the other achievements I can get in the meantime. Like put a sweet into a seed hole from a long distance. This was kind of impossible. Mainly because when I tried to put it, it just magically bounced back because obviously I had to do it from a distance. So I guess I'll come back to that because day 197 is when the pink flutterscotch appeared, and yeah, that was like one of the piñatas I need. But was it the last? Am I missing any other color? I'm going to assume this message means yes, it was the last one. You can read if you want, but look, expert records keeper. Nice. Also, after that, I noticed that if I just put the candy from the other direction, it doesn't bounce back. So I got that done, the long shot. My new approach was just to dig like a bunch of holes on the other side, and one of them was bound to work, which it did. And now, apart from the show achievement, which is like the only other one that I can really do, there's actually, well, one more, so that was a lie. It's the photo one, like the special one, and that did prove to be very challenging. I tried to like look into a bunch of options on the internet, you know, this game being super old and not the most popular. There is like a lot of stuff on the internet about it, but there's also just not 100% proof. So I decided to test out like a bunch of methods that people used. Somebody said if they light a taffly on fire, which originally turns it into a red hot, it should work, but it didn't. I even tried it twice. It did feel a bit messed up now thinking about it. I tried to take pictures of the blimp that flies around the place. Some people said it had to be over something or like, I don't know, just a bunch of different stuff. It didn't work. So then somebody said if you take 10 photos of a single piñata. So I used Limmy while he was sleeping and I took like over 10 and it also didn't work. And like one of the most common ones that kept up popping up is that it's just random. Some people got it as they were trying to work on the 10 picture achievements or photo achievements. So I decided to try my last option, and that was just to zoom out as far as I can, and wow, there it is, Master Candied. Ha, nice name. And also really cool concept art. This game really has some insane Easter eggs and secrets. Now, if you're exactly wondering why I decided to do this, was because somebody did say that zooming out and just getting a picture of the garden worked. So if you're planning to potentially go for the achievements, or at least the ones that you can complete without, you know, going above and beyond, I would recommend for you to test this out. But at the end of the day, I think it's just very, very RNG based. But, you know, it's worth the shot. So it's day 199, basically the official last day for the video. Yeah, shh, it is. That means it is time to win the 10 shows. I'm keeping my word for it. I did say I'm gonna do it, and I'm bringing in the previous 2 champion, Chucky. This just kind of ended up being all over the place. I jotted down the wins and losses, and here's how it went: loss, 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 win, loss, win, loss, win, 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 loss, win, win, win. And there it is, the final achievement I personally can unlock. Now, let me quickly explain the wins and losses. The reason I all of a sudden started winning was because I decided to just back out and go back into new opponents. And coincidentally, just got one of the ones where I won by the first attempt. So I decided to just go back in. I did always choose CDOS, apart from one time, I don't know if you noticed, it was like a win, 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 and then loss. The reason for that was because I accidentally chose a Weedling, which specifically I do believe chooses small piñatas, and since, you know, the dinosaur is humongous, I didn't choose it. Apart from that, it's just so RNG based. The thing that I noticed as well is if you don't have a sour, you're better off, because sours not only get chosen because, I don't know, they're like like special, but also because they're big sometimes, but also because they're small sometimes, but also because they like are loved by like some of the ones that like them when they were sick or healed or whatever. It's weird. So whenever you have a sour one, just don't go into it. And yeah, that's how you can get it. It's just RNG. It took me like almost 30 minutes or more. As for the rest of the day, I don't feel like romancing anything else. I really don't care about that stuff. I got all the achievements I possibly could, and I'm really satisfied. I could try to get all the colors of piñatas. I could try to, I don't know, put fertilizer in all of the plants. I could master romance every single piñata and try to get every single wild card, but at the end of the day, that's like a ridiculous 100%. And I want to make this video entertaining, so I just AFK'd. There it is, day 200. Can't believe it. 15 hours. Wow. Goodbye, Ella. Goodbye, Lemmy. Goodbye, everyone. For now. And so that's it. That's it for the video. I managed to get into 200 days. I got the achievements that I wanted, or at least that I could get. My list of chaos. And yeah, there's a few things that I just have to say. I have to say, because I've been really just anticipating this moment to thank you all. Thank you all for 2,000 subscribers or whatever we're at now as of the time that you're watching this video. Thank you for all the love on the 2 previous videos. I did not expect in any way to get 500 likes that fast, and it kind of blew me away. So if you want to see more Viva Pinata, I have good news and bad news. The good news is this means that I could still potentially make a video in the future. By this I mean there's still one more game, and that is Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise, which is on the Nintendo DS. There's just some complexities, and that is mainly with the fact that recording a DS is way more difficult. So that's something that I might make later down the line, like if I have more money, because I am, you know, straight out of college, basically can't afford to even live by myself yet with the housing crisis, being realistic about it, and I can't afford like the best equipment. I'm using my fiance's iPhone 13 mini, I think. So that's the quality. This is like a cheap microphone, so it sounds awful. We're broke, but I make it work. And if this goes further, I'll be able to improve my equipment, maybe a camera, and then record the DS. So that's the brain process that I have right now. As for like not unlocking all of the achievements or like fully 100% in the game, I feel like that's something that I do have to cover real quick. The thing with that is it's not going to be really fun for a video for me to do everything. I can tell you right now, oh, I did all of the rest of camera, trust me. It's kind of like a 100% that I don't know if you get anything out of it. I'm not gonna say that you don't, but I feel like if you do get anything out of it, it's probably not like as crazy. I'm pretty sure the max level is 196, so not even 200. I did read that somewhere, so I might be incorrect or correct. I'll put up something if I'm correct or incorrect, and if I am incorrect, whatever, just pop it up. And yeah, it's something that I know a lot of people will probably be like, what, you didn't finish you 100% or get all the achievements? Well, for one, some of the achievements feel really like impossible. If they're possible, well then I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure they're impossible, even from like for the research that I've done, because I'm on the Series S and Vision camera, and also, you know, like master romancing all of the piñatas and getting all the variants and all the plants just feels kind of like unnecessary. I did the challenges, I did the side stuff, I looked into the cool mechanics of the game, I found out some really cool Easter eggs that I never knew about, even all these years after playing this game when I was a child. Like these are my childhood games, and the fact that I was able to just like go above and beyond, at least with this one, is so cool, and I'm so happy I did it, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Also, I'm super sorry for the lack of like differentiation with these locations for fun facts and stuff. It's just the weather has been absolutely abysmal, and I live in Ireland and it's autumn, so it's not the best time to record fun facts. As something I didn't mention at the beginning, I had like 2 different ideas, and I will tell them. One of them was to make a piñata outfit, which was going to basically behave as like my cosplay for this, which is something that I want to implement into my intros and outros and fun facts. But it would have cost way too much money. We just talked about like the low budgetary of these videos for now. So maybe later down the line, if I have more money and I revisit Viva Pinata, I will definitely try to do that. But another one that I wanted to make, since it is autumn and we're nearing Halloween, I see a lot of pumpkins everywhere, and I kind of wanted to make a Bart outfit, but that also became kind of way too expensive, and finding like a pumpkin mask desk without holes or whatever here in Europe and Ireland is like almost impossible. If I lived in America, all of this would be so much easier because even piñata outfits seem so ridiculously expensive. So that's why I wanted to make one myself. Completely off topic. This is basically the yapathon of the video. So if you're interested in any of this, I feel like I wanted to include this at the end for anyone that is. Also, if you're wondering, I'm sitting on the floor because if I sat there, it just looked weird. We make it work, you know. I really want to get this video out there just because it's something that I've been really excited to upload. I had so much fun at the end of the day. Surprisingly, doing on 100 extra days wasn't anything awful. It was actually relatively fun. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you watched this far into the video, which is insane if you did. Comment down below saying Ella Smella. Yeah, Ella Smella. That's her nickname. She's not in the video today. I'm so sorry for that. It's just, there's nothing wrong. She's literally sleeping in the other room. She's a little fart of a dog. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. No more yapping. I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be a soon video upload. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And then another one, we'll talk about it.